All right. All right. So my name is Amber. Some of you have probably met me in person. Some of you may have not. And I just want to tell you a little bit about my story. So about a year ago, I started having some crazy reactions with my body. And a few things that were happening was I was having some extremely like swollen, red, inflamed eyes that I literally could not get to respond to any treatments that I was doing. And then it was almost a trickle effect from there. I was having like crazy reactive blotchy skin. I was having random outbreaks of hives. I wasn't sleeping well. I wasn't eating well. I felt like my body was falling apart. And you know, the most frustrating thing about it is everyone that knows me would say up until that point, I've been an extremely healthy person. I've taken my supplements, I've exercised daily, like I've done all of the things to keep you what one would think was healthy. And I got to a point in my life that, I mean, in 1 year I'd been to 12 doctor's appointments. I got shingles in there. I can't even tell you like how many things, just it felt like every time I turned around, I was dealing with something new and my body wasn't reacting to anything. For the first time in my life, I was taking crazy amounts of antibiotics. I was taking depression medication for my depression because that was getting out of control from everything I was dealing with. And I was seeing doctor after doctor after doctor with no explanation of what or why. And another thing that most of you that know me would know about me is I always want to understand why. Like if you guys have came to me and asked me a question, I always want to help you get to the why. Like I love understanding health and also helping people get better. And I was at a crossroads. Like I was at a tipping point when I was like, nothing is helping me. Every doctor I saw would put their hands up in the air and say, I don't know, try this medication, try this steroid, try this pill, take this supplement. I mean, my counter in the morning, my mom walked in one day and said, you look like you own a pharmacy because my counter, my windowsill was like all supplements and prescriptions. And it was embarrassing. I'm 31 years old. So, you know, I tell Dr. Jess, who I'll introduce you guys to in a minute here, that she was like a blessing. She was an answer to my prayers. And I'm not kidding you. Like, I consider myself a good Christian, but I would like go to bed at night asking God, like, how am I going to get through? Because it was absolutely consuming me because I was not only not looking well, I absolutely was not feeling well. Um, and I stumbled upon Dr. Jess thanks to social media. Like, that's awesome. And she is who I want to introduce you guys to tonight. She introduced to me the concept of activation. So think of activation versus supplementation. She taught me a concept of activation and it has totally transformed like my healing process. And so I want to turn it over to her. She's a chiropractor out of South Dakota. She's a mom of 5 kiddos. And she is absolutely fantastic. She's a wealth of knowledge. And I want to just let her kind of teach you guys what she taught me.
Awesome. Thank you, Amber. And thank you guys all for getting on here. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story as we're going along as well. But obviously, with proper disclosures, we cannot claim to treat, prevent, or mitigate any condition, symptom, or disease. And our income disclosures are we're a publicly traded company. So that's all visual as far as that goes as well. So the company we're talking to you about is LifeVantage, and LifeVantage began in a lab with a single question. Is declining health something we have to simply accept as part of getting older? And so the first discovery was that our genes contain incredible abilities to keep our bodies healthy. And then decades later, we discovered a way to activate these abilities. So in 2003, we started with one product, one patent, and one peer-reviewed published study that was available in PubMed, and it's still there now. And then in 2005, there was an investigative report done on ABC Primetime to investigate the claim that was made in that study, and that was that we could lower oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And there's nothing, not pharmaceutical or nutraceutical, that has proven to do that since then or before then. So this is very, very significant. And we are even FDA approved to say that, which no nutraceuticals get an FDA approval on any of their statements. So we're going to watch part of that ABC primetime investigation. So you get kind of a little glimpse, and then I'm going to explain it even further.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. For me, it begins with a blood test. It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company. They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. So, doctor, how often do I take these? And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age, but taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses. It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, all of these, strokes, heart attacks, even mental disease. Yes, depression, Alzheimer's disease, depression. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically. Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after. Have we turned back the clock? Maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed. We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old to find out that I should have taken it. The company that
If you haven't seen that ABC clip, we can get you the full version too, but I'm going to cut it off there so we can get through this information quickly too. So as I said, we began in 2003. That ABC primetime aired in 2005, and immediately following that media attention, there were numerous universities and prestigious medical centers that began self-funded research on our new approach to health. And the company switched from retail to direct sales in 2009. The main theory that we're addressing is something called oxidative stress, which is what that ABC primetime was about. And basically, when we are in stressful situations, our body, any kind of stress, physical, mental, emotional, chemical, any of those levels, right? Our body starts to produce free radicals, and these free radicals bump into our cells and they cause damage. And the solution to that is producing antioxidants. But as we age, our production of antioxidants decreases. And anytime we have a symptom or condition or disease, our ability to keep up with that damage with our own antioxidant production is not enough. So we produce free radicals in response to normal processes, like when we digest our food, when we breathe air. We also produce them in excess when we're exposed to toxic things like alcohol and pesticides and pollutants. When we exercise too much, when we don't exercise at all, different forms of radiation. Basically, anything you can think of is going to damage your cells, right? And what happens is the solution originally was to take antioxidants, right? You've seen antioxidants added to everything, but that we learned that that's not powerful enough. It's not enough to reduce our oxidative stress load. But with our Protandim NRF2, what happens is we take this cellular synergizer, this activator, and it turns on the NRF2 pathway in our body like a switch. These 5 components are like a very specific recipe where if you were making bread and you added too much of one component, you might not really get bread when you're done, right? It's the same kind of thing. We need this exact blend to get the impact, right? And what happens is we start producing our own antioxidants at a rate of 1 million every single second. So just think about that. You cannot possibly eat that much. And this is how we are able to lower oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. We increase superoxide dismutase by 30%, catalase by 54%, and glutathione by 300%. And literally, you guys, this is not just for cellular damage. Think about your immune system. One of the things that they've noticed that people that are dealing with viral infections, they have low levels of glutathione. And just this one little pill a day, you have this huge increase in that production. So think about this. The old concept of supplementation was taking antioxidants, bringing something to a cell that it doesn't have enough of, right? But look at how many blueberries, oranges, or vitamin C tablets you'd have to take in a day to get the impact of one Protandim NRF2 synergizer. And that, my friends, is the difference between supplementation and activation. So we either try to take enough of the nutrient to get the impact, or we turn on the pathway in the body and let the body do its own work, which we know is always more powerful. There's over 25 peer-reviewed journal publications. Look at these journals, you guys. This is all available in the public medical database, pubmed.gov. So you can check all this out. I'm just sharing this message with you so that you can look into this further. But I'm telling you, if you don't get past this product in this presentation, it's still worth your time. Absolutely 100%. This is huge information. A study by the National Institute of Aging, the American Heart Association, Harvard, Washington State, Louisiana State. Washington State even went as far as to say that NRF2 activation is likely to be the most health promoting approach in the foreseeable future. NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. You guys, this product is such a big deal. And I'm telling you, I was not looking for this. Like Amber told you at the very beginning, I own my own chiropractic business. I do chiropractic acupuncture and a technique called NATE. I have 5 kiddos. At the time when I was introduced to this, I had 4. My husband is a farmer. He's super busy. I was the definition of, I have no time and I'm not interested. Literally everything that came through my door. And I was using good quality, physician only sold supplements, high quality supplements. But at the same time, I was also struggling with my health and no one even knew it. I had eye swelling and redness that people didn't even notice on me, but I did. There were some mornings my eyes would be almost even swollen shut. I had weird rashes on my neck and my arm. I had acne. I couldn't lose weight no matter what I did. My hair was falling out on the top, like so thin, and my hair's always been so thick. I almost thought I was going to be bald. I wasn't sleeping well. I was fatigued, and literally I was doing everything good, everything that I already knew to do. And I read through this research, and I honestly got done with just the research on this one product, just this one product. And I'm like, wow, if this is real, this is big. If this is real, people have to know about this. If this is real, literally so many people are going to see changes. And honestly, that's exactly what's happened for me. For myself, for the people that I've shared this with, it's been huge changes. So I'm telling you, I have such a passion about these products and such a passion about this science behind them that we could talk here for days. But literally, this is so life-changing. So the second theory of aging is mitochondrial decline. So if you remember from your elementary science classes, the mitochondria are the energy producing part of the cell. And when those free radicals that we just talked about that cause the damage in cells, when they're damaging parts of the cells, they target mitochondria. There's even more damage that happens to the mitochondria. And think about your car, right? If the oxidative stress is like the rusting of your car, the rust on your engine, right? And the mitochondria are the engine, and we just shut the engines down, or we make them run at half capacity, or even less. We make them totally dysfunctional, so they're not even useful for what they're intended. Imagine what those cells are like, right? Well, that is what happens. As we age, our mitochondria, the production of them slows and their functioning slows. And so what we are able to do is what they came up with is a solution, and that's our NRF1 Protandim Synergizer. So another activator, you guys. That one product that I already told you about was so impressive, and now we have a second player in that realm. So the NRF1 pathway, within every single cell, there's a protein messenger called NRF1. When we activate that pathway, it turns on something called mitochondrial biogenesis. So we start making more mitochondria. We start repairing damaged mitochondria, and we're able to get rid of the mitochondria that are no longer capable of working. And again, we have a blend of 5 components that work synergistically together to get a more profound effect. So we see improvements in cellular energy, mental energy, sleep quality, and cellular repair. And we see support of cognitive and brain health, healthy circulatory and cardiovascular system. Literally, whatever the cell's job is, it does it better when its mitochondria are working the way that they should. The third theory of aging is sirtuin activity. So sirtuins impact every single system in our body, and we see high levels of sirtuins when we are in a fasted state. But as we age, the production of these sirtuins declines. And so the solution is another switch in our body, and that's the NAD pathway, the pathway that is responsible for the production of sirtuins. This is a blend of 4 components, and it supports healthy longevity, mental focus and concentration, positive mood and motivation, mental and physical energy, healthy inflammatory response, cholesterol levels already in the healthy range, and a healthy vascular system. So think about this, you guys. When you go back to our origins, and we were hunters and gatherers, right? There were times when we feasted, and there were times when we fasted. And now most people spend most of their time in the feasting state. They never go into that fasted state, right? But when in the fasted state, you'd have to have enough mental clarity. You'd have to have joints and your heart and lungs able to pump so that you could be smarter than something and kill it, right? And that's exactly what our bodies do when we get in that state. And that is all because of sirtuins. So look at this. The gray bars are the NRF2 pathway, the NRF1 pathway, and the NAD pathway, the specific genes that those pathways impact. The gray bars are when you take each product alone, right? And then look at these blue bars. You guys, they redid this study not once, not twice, but 3 times, because even the researchers could not believe the results. When you take all 3 synergizers together, though that Protandim Tri-Synergizer, that trilogy of activators, look at what happens. Your ability to detoxify up 73%, a healthy inflammatory response 838%, the regulation of key metabolic genes. Come on, who doesn't want their metabolic genes up by 84%, right? Or the regulation of mitochondrial biogenesis up. The key enzyme in the NAD recycling, so we're able to use what we have again. And then of course the enzyme in the synthesis of it as well. So this is our Protandim Tri-Synergizer. The 3 together, it comes in bottles, and it also comes in packets where it's already what you need of each of them is in the packet. Okay, so the company has a few other products I'm going to briefly go through, even though all of these products are literally standalone products. So we have NRF2 activation for the hair, skin, and for our pets. This skincare line, you guys, is amazing. It's all I have on my face right now. I have on my face right now this skincare line and mascara, period. And this hair care line, my hair started coming back with just activation from the inside out. And then they launched this hair care system. And I had a whole nother round of hair growth, like so much that my hairstylist is like, you have to stop using that serum that you're using because your hair is so thick. I'm thinning, and it's still thick. And then of course, our four-legged friends, they have an oxidative stress load 7 times that of humans. And people were giving our NRF2 to their dogs anyway, so they made a pet-friendly version. And this Axio Smart Energy, this is literally food for your brain. This allows the neurotransmitters in your brain to dock to the proper receptors on the area of the brain that they are needed to give their impact. So what we see is less brain fog and mental fatigue, and more resilience to stress, a better mood. It's clean, it's low calories, low carb. There's a decaf and a caffeinated, very low caffeine option. And then we have 2 supplements I think every human should take from in utero to death, and that's a probiotic and a fish oil. What makes our probiotic different? 6 different strains, and then it has a biotract lining that allows it to bypass your stomach acid and get deep into the small and large intestine where we need it to be to do its job. So we have 60% survival rate, 15 times that of most probiotics. So just something to think about when you think about your gut health and you wonder if it's a big deal for you, right? Obviously, it's digesting, processing your food, that kind of thing. But we see 75% of our immune function comes from these good guys in our gut. 90% of your serotonin, 50% of your dopamine, almost all of the neurotransmitters that allow for good mental health come from your gut. So I'm telling you, there's this huge connection between your brain and your gut, and that your gut is important for every system in your body and is reflected on your skin. It is a really big deal. So the second supplement, like I said, is a fish oil. Ours is called Omega Plus. This supports every system in your body. Omega-3s and become incorporated into every cell membrane, and they allow the cells to communicate better. So we see improvements in lots and lots of areas. What makes this one different is the addition of omega-7 for metabolism and the addition of D3 as in dog. And again, with viruses and other infections, what we see are low levels of vitamin D and gut dysbiosis, which means we don't have enough of those good bacteria in relation to the organisms. So we need the probiotic, and the omega-3, Omega Plus definitely need good levels of vitamin D in everyone. So this is Omega Plus. Okay, so here's our categories, and then we have a weight management line too. And the company has made different stacks of products so that it's more affordable when you buy products together, and in packets so that they're very portable. And as for our family, the packets are super handy because it's just easy to take them on the go. And even for my kids, it's easy just to pull out a packet instead of having to measure everything out just right. So very briefly, I'm going to talk to you about the business side of things, right? And the thing is too, is I wasn't looking for a business, but I was looking for connection. I was looking to connect on a deeper level with people that are just like me. I was looking for more time freedom. I was looking for more time spent with people who appreciated me and who really understood me, right? So this is literally the perfect meld. You can work from home or anywhere, and honestly right now this is something that everyone's looking for with the way the world is. And there's social sharing, you have a virtual office, there's minimal business assets, there's no inventory requirements. Literally, I'd get to the end of a year and I'd have almost $25,000 in supplements on my shelves that I was carrying over every year. What if I had $25,000 to invest in something? I mean, come on. But you also have a personal online store. So if you watched this and you were thinking, okay, I think I want to try some products. Well, what's super cool is there would be a site. We could give you the link. You can go look at whatever you want. We can also share with you a preloaded cart with exactly what you want. All you do is check out. They've literally made this as seamless and flawless as shopping on Amazon. And if you live where I do in the middle of nowhere, that is what you want. You want to be able to shop when you want, get what you want, have it come right to your house, eliminate the middleman, and get you the best price that we can. So if you were not just wanting to buy the products, but you were also looking for a business adventure, we get paid weekly and monthly. There's several different ways we get paid. This is one of the highest, or if not the highest, it's the highest I've seen compensation plan for any network marketed company. So this is what you want to look at when you're talking about building your lifestyle with this company. And really, when I start talking to people about the business, I don't know where people are coming in. I don't know what you're thinking. And honestly, I never even looked at the compensation plan. All I looked at was that science. And I'm like, I have to tell people about this. I feel morally obligated. I lost my best friend to cancer. I had a grandma who suffered with Alzheimer's. I've seen people that don't have answers. I watched that ABC primetime, and there were people going through my mind that I knew could help, that I knew that didn't have the results that they wanted with what they were doing, whether that was you know, in the office or out of the office, you guys, in all kinds of ways. So look at this. So a Pro 3 is our foundational rank, and that's on average $626 a month. For some people, that's a house payment. For some people, that's a car payment or 2 car payments. For some people, that's part of their daycare, you know. I don't know what that means to you, but would $626 a month more be something you wanted? Or how about Premier Pro 5? This is the top 1.5% of our company, $3,100 a month. I'm telling you, for most people, that's income replacing income, right? That's a substantial take-home money. And then Elite Pro 7, this is when you hit the elite ranks in our company, and you're at $13,400 a month on average. So this is where I'm telling you that some physicians don't even bring in this kind of money. And you have, in this company, it's even playing field. They don't care what kind of background you have. What people care is how much you care, not how much you want to sell and share. So can I do this? And like I said, the playing field is literally evened out. You have 24/7 support, an easy to follow system. We teach you how to launch, learn, and lead. We have regular team meetings for skill set, mindset, and leadership, and then regular corporate events and trading, although that's on hold right this minute. Incentives to keep you motivated, and a private support community. So this is kind of where people are, right? They need more information. They're ready to become a customer, or they want to join our team. And obviously we want you to get in where you fit in. But here's the kicker. Like, let's get started. Let's get you where you want to be and answer all of your questions. That is literally one of my favorite things to do. Do not be shy asking us questions. We want to hear your questions. We want to find your answers. And hopefully you'll have all the same ones I did. Thank you for watching.